So good day everyone, I am Hannah Shane Francisco Bastillo, with my co-group named Karen Bayawa. So we are honored to present you our laboratory activity entitled Comparative Survey of Fishing Vessel Practices, Characteristics, Operational Conditions, and Regulatory Compliance in Region 9 Coastal Communities. So where this study aims to shed the light of the current state of fishing vessels operations in Region 9, focusing on the safety, operational conditions, and adherence to regulatory standards. So, as we go on our objectives and limitations, our primary objectives were to assess the characteristics, operations of fishing vessels, also the demographic profile, and evaluate compliance with existing maritime regulations, and also it is to ask for recommend at some point strategic, sustainable, and safety fishing practices. However, this study faced certain limitations, such as it was confined to 8 barangays, selected barangays, which may not represent the entire region, which is this is just only 8 barangays selected by groupings. So data collections relied on surveys, interviews, and without direct observations of vessel operations. It is just a face-to-face conversations with some random persons of the selected barangay. So random fishermen persons. So the study does not include quantitative assessment, vessels, operations, or equipment, wherein our respondents were evenly distributed across 8 barangays with Tungawan, Sangali, Tumalutab, and many more. So the respondents by area. So the respondents are evenly distributed to 8 barangays, as we all know that, with Olatanga, Sangali, Tumalutab, and Tungawan, with each contributing 15%. So when it comes to age distribution, the age distribution of the respondents is the follows, wherein we come up that 50 years and above has a contribute of 32% rather than the most lowest of the distribution of the fishermen related into occupations of a fisherman, which is the 20 below. That's the lowest, which has contribute as 11% within the 200 in total respondents. So this indicates that the aging fishing populations in which could impact the sustainable of fishing practices and transfer of traditional knowledge of younger generations. So next we have the gender distributions. As we surveyed, that revealed that we have 82% of the respondents are male, while female are 18%. So this underscores, or this means, that the male-dominated nature of fishing industries in Region 9 or in 9 selected communities within Zamboanga Peninsula. So next we have the civil status. Wherein civil status, regarding to civil status, 77% among the 200 random respondents of the 8 selected barangays are married. However, we have the lowest, or the single, is 18.5%. So which means that the predominance of the married individuals suggests that fishing is a primary livelihood supporting the families in these communities. What about, so let's go to the ethnicity distribution. When it comes to the ethnicity contributions, the ethnic composition of the respondents, of the 200 respondents diverse, we have the Visayan of 47%, and the Tausug has 25%, and others has 28%. As we all know that others contribute such what do we call that? Bangini, Sama Bangini, and many more. So this diverse influence of fishing methods, cultural practices, compliance behavior within the industry. So for example, doon sa Sangali has almost got the others, which specifically which specifically is the Bangini and Samal, something like that. So next we have the occupation and types. So we have 3 occupations that I know. There are 3 selected occupations among the respondents, such as where fishermen contributed 65% among 200 respondents, and vessel owners composed of 28.5%, and also the crew members composed of 6.5%. However, this is highlighting the high percentage of fishermen indicates the prevalence of small-scale fishing or using traditional fishing and fishing operations in the region. So next we have the educational attainment. As you can see, the educational level among respondents are having the most highest is the educational elementary educations, which contributed the 48.5%. Mostly of them are not graduate of elementary. So also in the second level, how we have the we have the high school level, which contribute 27%. So the low educational attainment may hinder the awareness of the understanding of safety protocols and regulatory requirements, as supported the studies highlighting the correlations between the education and the compliance of marine. So next we have the family size. Accordingly, the family size reported as within 4 members, we have the 26.5%, and the 8 or more members has 19%. So the larger family size may increase in the economic pressure of fishermen, which potentially leading to compromises in safety, regulatory compliance, and meet livelihood needs. As according to them, mostly naman din sa kanila is they don't have that primary called family planning, but they have this instinct na if mas madami silang anak o mas madami sila sa bahay, therefore they need more income para makasurvive. So next we have the years in fishing. Also we have here the years in fishing industry among respondents, in which over 16 years naman sa kanila ang mostly have composed of 48.5%, which means that this distinctive experiments experience indicates a wealth of traditional knowledge, but may also reflect resistances to adapting the modern safety practices and technologies. So next we have the monthly income. As we all know that since accordingly the years of fishing where bata pa lang sila, nag-fish na sila, this also aligned with the monthly income, in which the monthly monthly levels reported, where mostly of them says that earning less than 10,000 monthly, with an average of 77% within the 200 random respondents within 8 barangays of the Region 9.
Hi everyone, I'm Karen Bayawa. I will be presenting the results of statistical test of fishing vessels characteristics versus practices, and also the regulatory compliance and gear enforcement. So, the result of statistical test of fishing vessels characteristic versus practices is ginagamit namin yung chi-square to analyze the relationship between vessel size and fishing methods. Kasi yung chi-square test is nag-appropriate siya for this type of analysis because both vessel size and fishing method are categorical variables. So, yung chi-square test, tumutulong ito para ma-determine yung mga observed frequency of these categories, kung significant different ba siya or not significant. So, in persons, chi-square is 40.384, so it is numerical value that reflects the difference between the observed frequency and the data. Ang DF or degree freedom naman is 20, to related sa number of categories and variables. And nag-represent siya sa number of independent pieces of informations. Ginagamit ito sa pag-calculate ng test statistics. So, importante ito para ma-determine yung p-value. At ang p-value naman is 0.004. So, there is a statistically significant associations between vessel size and fishing methods. So in this case, yung p-value is smaller than the significant level because the p-value is less than the chosen significant level at 0.05. So the result is significant siya. So this means that the observed relationship between vessel size and fishing methods is unlikely to have occurred by random chance alone. So here are the table of first tab for fishing methods sa fishing vessel size. Below 10 meters, total of 122. 10 to 20 meters, total of 52. Sa 21 to 30 meters, total of 16. Sa above 30 meters naman is no total of 3. Sa others is 7. So, the chi-square test result, it is significant siya. Kasi mas mataas pa yung computed niya kaysa critical value. So, the next, we have the chi-square test result of regulatory compliance and gear enforcement. So, this analysis explore a relationship between fishers' positions of a fishing license or permit and local government unit or LGU enforcements of fishing gear regulations. By using a chi-square test, we assess whether these two categorical variables are statistically related. So, the chi-square value is 11.702, degree of freedom is 3, and sa p-value naman is 0.008. So, since the p-value is less than the 0.05, it is the significant level. So, the result is statistically significant siya. So, this means there is meaningful associations between having a fishing license and the level of LGU enforcement on fishing gear. So, here are the table of LGU and fishing gear. So, the license permit is total of 113 and overall for total is nasa 200. So, that chi-square test result, it is significant. So, in this conclusion, the study looked at fishing boats and how fishing is done in coastal areas sa Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula. So, it found that the size, type, and age of fishing vessels affect how and what they fish na makukuha nila. So, sa mga malalaking boat or sa mga matagalan lang ginagamit nila, ay gumagamit ito sila ng mga trolling and long lining. So, while sa smaller and sa mga baguhan pa lang na boats na ginamit nila, ay ginagamitan din ito nila ng gill nets and hook and line. So, mostly, mini boats don't have enough safety equipment or proper maintenance. And also, not all fishermen naman na nagpa-follow sa fishing rules. So, some of them is ini-ignore nang nila yung mga regulations kung ano talagang dapat nilang gawin. So, in the studies, it is important to improve safety, give training, and make sure rules are followed. So, this will help protect the ocean sa mga fish, marine, and sa mga fishermen. For the recommendations, fishermen and vessels operators should follow regular maintenance schedules and safety protocols to ensure their vessels remain seaworthy and to minimize the risk of accidents, as recommended by FAO 2012. So, at the same time, local governments units and regulatory bodies must implement ongoing safety training and awareness programs for fishermen. For the educational institutions can use the research finding to improve their teachings programs, helping students gain the skills they need for careers in sustainable fishing and maritime safety. In future, researcher can build on this baseline data to study both safety, rule compliance, and the economic impact on communities, and also the use of technology such as tracking system and machine learning to improve practices in the fishing industry.